Ladies and gentlemen, I, Lanello, am here to announce to you a dispensation of grace from the great central sun, wherein you, O soul, may rise in light as you choose this day to so consecrate yourself again to the holy cause of the universal great white brotherhood within your heart, through your will, and from that point of your Christic mind, whereby in balance, heart, head, and hand, you fulfill your purpose. This dispensation is granted to those who have been at the forefront of our work now for quite some time in delivering our messages of truth, in broadcasting our words, our radiation, our light to the planet. And therefore, wherever a broadcast center is, and 5 individuals come forth to be there in person, to pray together during your broadcasts, the Ascended Masters will sponsor an activity of light such as you have not seen to date in quite some time within your heart centers. And there will be an acceleration through the action of the 5 times 5, wherein there will be cosmic intercession and a cosmic action of light descending into the matter planes for the averting of all manner of calamity, of disease, and of negativity. To date, blessed ones, many of you have been broadcasting almost solo, and yet in certain areas it is verily possible that 5 of you come in person once per week, or even more in certain areas, for this action to occur. Many feel somewhat tired in their human body temple, and have justified no longer coming to these morning sessions in person. And we understand the dynamic of the human equation of your schedules. Therefore, we ask you to consider the optimal time for these broadcasts in each area of the United States. And although you have dedicated and consecrated yourself at a specific time in the morning, no matter what the time zone may be, it is not always optimal for all heart friends, dearest ones. And so, change may be the order of the day. And we ask you and your broadcast team and even the leaders of this movement to consider change. For if there were more of you gathered together in person, we can assure you that the action that occurs from that broadcast center will be greater. For instance, we know already that there are enough of you in the Mount Shasta area to fulfill this request immediately. In other areas, it may take coordination, discussion, and a greater involvement and commitment on some people's behalf in order for this dispensation to be granted in your areas, dearest ones. What will this mean? It will mean an anchoring of light in certain areas that is essential at this very hour of Earth's history, for the handwriting is on the wall for war in the Middle East as you have recently heard. And if you have been oblivious to what is occurring, dearest ones, and not felt the impulses and the dark energies coming out of the astral plane, then we say, wake up! See what is before you. Realize that your purpose in this hour, partly as a light bearer, is to forestall greater planetary darkness. And therefore this action, if you see it as what you have so come to this earth to fulfill, is essential in this hour for this light to be invoked, to circle the planet round, and to prevent greater calamity, greater destruction of life, property, and of civilization in certain areas as a whole. Dearest ones, you know that I made my ascension at a crucial time in Earth's history when there could have been planetary chaos, war in the Middle East. And I say that the danger now in the Middle East for planetary war is even greater than that at that time that I decided, in conjunction with my discussions with the Lords of Karma, to make my ascension, to anchor that light on this planetary body. Yes, Nancy, your own Lady Francesca, has given her very essence to help in this equation recently. And there are others who are deciding on the inner whether to make that transition and ascension in the next few weeks and months, dearest ones, in order to assist the Great White Brotherhood in this equation of light. Yet we also require those of you in incarnation, in physicality, to make the call, to anchor that light with the intensity and the full fire of your hearts. Yes, dearest ones, you know this equation. You saw what the I Am movement was able to accomplish through their consecration and through the living light of God, through the I Am name that was anchored within the earth. Therefore I come partly with a warning, and most importantly with this request. And it will take, dearest ones, commitment, as I have said. And certain of you must let go of certain paradigms, or even of likes and dislikes of others within this movement who live in your areas. I can tell you that there has not been the greatest increase of light that there could have been in certain cities, including Miami and on the East Coast, and even in Detroit, Chicago, and elsewhere, if light bearers would give up their own specific pretenses about certain individuals and work in brotherhood, in consonance with one another, to fulfill the greater action and light energy purpose of your incarnation at this very moment in Earth's history. Dearest ones, I know that I am speaking to some who have, in a sense, given their all, and who have consecrated day after day after day their lives, their sacred missions, for our greater mission. And yet who else can I go to except you, who will listen to me and see what is the need of the hour upon the earth? What is the requirement for our greatest adepts and initiates to fulfill? Therefore I come at this juncture. My request has been made, and we will see in the coming 48 hours who will respond, who will make that commitment week after week to be there. You see, dearest ones, if you can make this commitment for at least 9 months, much will be forestalled, and a certain planetary chaos can be mitigated by this action that you invoke. Therefore, see to it, leaders of this movement, decide what you are willing to give, to offer of yourself and your time and your sacred energies. And we together will move forward with Moria El, this movement of light, to fulfill its purpose and to release greater dispensations and graces of the Holy Spirit to the earth. Claire de Lys stands before you in the full power of her magnificence as a world mother, raying forth a ray to each and every one of you and to certain other hearts whom she is calling in this hour to find you and to support you in this endeavor. For some have lost faith and some have lost face, and yet some can be resurrected, some can be re-ennobled in their holy purpose, and therefore it is by dispensation that she is able to contact a certain 20 individuals now, who, if they will respond to her fiery gaze and to that of Moria El, may join you in this endeavor, blessed ones. Pray for it, expect it, realize it, and know now that the victory is before you as you accept it, as you manifest it through your own consciousness, true to the Divine One. And in a surefire way, the radiance of God will light this planet and inspire it unto the fulfillment of its victory in the ascension. By God's grace, I am Lanello. I am everywhere in the consciousness of those who accept my presence, who accept cosmic consciousness within them, shining forth the light of the sun and radiating the eternal presence of the Almighty where they are. Through their hearts, fire this day, every day, unto the victory of the light. I thank you. Thank you, blessed ones. I wasn't expecting a live heart stream today, and yet I'm seeing through Lanello's eyes the handwriting on the wall, and that the current situation, Syria, Iraq, the Middle East, could extend through a number of channels: war and terrorism in other areas, and therefore it is a delicate time upon earth, and we must rise to the occasion. So God bless you and thank you. Those of you in Mount Shasta, Robert, Kathleen, Patricia, and others, and thank you for all that you do. God bless you, and we'll see you tomorrow evening in Montreal, those who are going on the pilgrimage. God bless. Bye-bye.